Hey, how's it going, everyone? Hopefully sales are going pretty well for everybody and that you guys are getting all your listings done or photographing or maybe even working your full-time job. Uh, Other than that, I had a very good day of sourcing. So I hit a couple stores. I'll just go over what I found at Salvation Army first, and then we could probably do a little bit of Q&A too when I'm done to make it probably be on here for about an hour. So, but I got a lot of good stuff. Hopefully you guys can follow along and get some good stuff. Yes, this is a Lulu shirt. Thanks for pointing that out. Thrifty Bish, I'm going to make you a moderator. So do your thing. But we'll get started real quick. So all of these items were either 50% off or 75% off. The green and white tags were green and white tags were 50% off, and the tan tags were 75% off. And then any other tags that I had were 35% off. Yeah, sorry, Zach. Skip work. This is your job. But all right, let's get started. Got a nice Under Armour. Of course, I'm missing the logo. Under Armour hoodie. This was half off, so $7. Usually I get about 30 to 35 on all Under Armour, like hoodies and stuff like that, unless they're brand new. Obviously, I'll get closer to 50. Mall brand again. Some Express jeans. These are 34 by 32. These were $6.50. Typically, I'll get 25 to 32 on these. Here's some vintage Tommy Hilfiger denim shorts. Pretty big. What's the size on these? I don't know the size on these. Oh, here it is. Size 36. So what I usually do is I'll cut off the patch on the back of these. Like this, I'll just take them off. And then what I'll do is actually get a tailor to customize some other vintage Tommy Hilfiger pieces that may just look plain. But if I add this patch to it, it will bring the price up by a decent amount. So I typically do that. These were $7.50. So I'll take the patch off and then just list these as is. Typically I get like $25. Of course, there's a hole in the back of it. Fuck. See, I miss shit like that. Oh, well. Some Adidas golfing shorts. These were $5. Size 36. They always seem to do well for me, about 25 to 30 bucks. Dude, men's clothing is not boring. Just thrift it. It's fun. Like, you find stuff like this. Some Newwood tags, vintage Nautica spell out. I don't even know if these are vintage or not. Probably not, but they have a big logo on them. These are $7. I'll probably ask about 35. I think these might be women's. Yeah, they are. So women's size 42. These are kind of cool, though. They're like a mixture between like a trail running shoe and biking shoes. So they have the clips in. So you can bike to work and still look stylish, even though running shoes and jeans, definitely that's a big no-no. These were only $12. I didn't even look up comps. Pearl Izumi sells well for me. So I'll look up comps, but I'll probably list them $60 off the top of my head. And they're I think they're brand new. Here's another, this is cool. I've never seen a Nautica shorts like this. So they're Nautica scuba shorts for Scuba Steve. So Scuba Steve's gonna wear a pair of these. These were $6.50. I'll probably ask about 30 to 35. Put a Tommy patch on those Nautica board shorts. Yeah, I could, but that's against eBay rules because technically it would make it like a fake. So usually I'll just customize a vintage Tommy Hilfiger piece. And I don't like adding them to other shorts, typically jackets, because jackets give me the most money. Here's another Under Armour hoodie. This was $7.50, 50% off. Again, about 30 bucks on those. Got the Roll Tide, even though they beat the shit out of us in the college football playoffs. Had to pick it up, brand new Ping. Usually I don't pick up this brand, but since it had the stupid little Alabama logo on it, someone will buy it. This was $7. Probably ask about 30 or 35 on it. Here's a North Face half zip fleece, men's medium. This was $8. Usually on the fleeces I get about 30. So, and it's super light, so it'll be cheap to ship. These were kind of cool. I've actually never seen this type of, so these are North Face shorts. And they're called North Face Cryptic. I don't know. I didn't even look up comps. They're well constructed. I'm assuming I don't even know. They're like a cross between almost biking shorts, sort of. But they were $10. I'll look up comps after this or right before I list and get a better idea on those because I have zero idea what they sell for. I always like picking up Puma stuff. Their golf polos always sell well. Shorts. These were $5.50. I'll probably ask 28 to 32. Stupid little Alabama logo. I'm just bitter that they beat up on us in the college football playoffs. So this isn't vintage, but so typically I don't pick up Guess unless it is vintage. But since it has the big logo and the spell out on it, it should still do pretty well. And I only paid $5. So I might ask about 30 on this or 25. So 5X on my money. Found some dead stock vintage Champion like cotton shorts. This is what your dad wears probably. This is what my dad wore cutting the grass, but they were a little shorter. But so some dad will buy these and love cutting the grass and embarrassing their kids. Those are $5. So this is actually a pretty cool shirt. I love selling Tommy Bahama. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw that I sold a brand new with tags Tommy Bahama yesterday. The new with tags always fetch higher prices. Like these shirts retail at like $110 to $120. So I got $80 for that one yesterday. Since this is like a big logo, spell out, it's silk. This was $9. I'll probably ask about 35 or 40 on this. Another pair of cotton shorts. I don't understand the point of like these cotton shorts, but whatever. They're Ralph Lauren. These are $5.50. I'll probably ask about 30 on these. Love selling vintage Guess. So these are some Guess shorts. They have the old school, the old patch on the back. They always sell, the jeans always sell well for me. Usually I get about 40 to 50 on the jeans. These are $5. I will probably ask about 35 or 40 on these. Oh, nice. Are they, is KD Closet, are you guys visiting University of Michigan or Michigan State? Hopefully Michigan State. I'm just kidding. Michigan's a very good school. Can't go wrong with either one. Another pair of dad new with tags, Champion, embarrass your kids, size large. Again, I'll probably ask about 25 or 30 on those. Found another pair of Guess denim shorts. This thrift store was popping today. These were $5. Again, asked 35 or 40. Nice. Just sold a backpack for $40. Just sold the North Face backpack for $40. Look out for North Face backpacks. Oh, Goodbye Love. Those are, was it the striped Guess ones? Because the striped Guess ones that are vintage and say Guess across the front, those are big money. You were looking at over $100 on that t-shirt. Oh yeah, Hillsdale. So I was recruited to run at Hillsdale. The head coach, his name's Bill Lundberg. He came and recruited me in school. His kids went to my high school, so we were good friends. Very, very good school to go to. They're very Republican, so if that's not your thing, I wouldn't go there. They're very conservative. Greek life is very big there too. So I had a few friends that went. Adidas, another pair of Adidas golf shorts. These were $5 also. I'll get 25 to 30 bucks on those. Here's a Nike cycling jersey, bicycle jersey. This was $4. On cycling jerseys, I typically get about 20 to 22. And there's nothing wrong with being a Republican. I'm Republican when it comes to money. But that's cool. That's awesome. They have a pretty solid football team. My one of my dad's good friends actually played football for Hillsdale back in the day. Here's a brand new pair of shorts, Banana Republic. These were $8. Typically, I don't pick up like Banana Republic stuff unless it's the slim fit dress shirts, or if I know that these are coming into season, obviously with summer coming up and it's new with tags, so it's a no-brainer. I'll probably ask about 35 or 40 on those. Some Armani Exchange, like chambray, chino, cotton chinos. These were $8. Again, probably ask about 35 on these. So these were brand new Ugg women's, I don't even know what to call these, like roped platform sandals, something. These were 75% off. So what is that? $6.75. So that was a good find. Here's some women's Lululemon, like cropped. I think these are the studio pants. These are pretty cheap. These are only $8, and they still have the size tag in them, so that's good. These are size 6. So if any of you ladies want them right now, let me know. Shouldn't have told you what I paid for them. Then I also, so me and the Deal Queen. So if you're not following her on Instagram, give her a follow. Me and her have like a partnership. She doesn't sell any men's clothing. I hardly sell any women's clothing. So when I'm at the thrift store, I'll send her pics of items that she may want, and then she does the same thing with men's clothing for me. So we switch back and forth, and so I have to send out her package probably tomorrow morning. She sent me a couple packages yesterday. So this is something that she wanted. It is a brand new with tags J. Crew, like polka dot dress. I'd probably look good in this. You guys think? I could rock it. Just kidding. Pass. I don't even know what I paid for that. My bad. This was another thing that she wanted. A medium large, like French Connection, new with tags. I don't know. It's like a vest drape thing. See, this is why I'm so bad at women's stuff, because they have so many names for so many items, like different sleeve length, like cap sleeve, 3/4 length, like just ridiculous. This was $11.50. That's going to the Deal Queen. Good old Buckeyes. Got a Nike, Ohio State Buckeyes. They have a very large fan base. So if you ever find their stuff, especially if it's Nike and the newer Nike, I typically always pick it up. This was $7. Yeah, I either need to get my hair trimmed or start wearing a man bun. I don't know which one yet. Here's an Armani Exchange dress shirt. This was 75% off, so $3.75 on this. Definitely, I agree with you. Almost antique. Sell what you know, and sell stuff that interests you, because obviously you're not going to be in this business long if you're doing something day after day or picking up items that you don't like selling. And that's how I am with women's clothing. Like if I do pick it up, even if it's like really good stuff, I'll let it sit for a little bit because I hate taking photos of it. I hate listing it. It's boring. Usually doesn't move that quick for me because I don't use a mannequin, so I could please all the ladies that love to see it on a mannequin. Some Under Armour golf shorts, size 42. So these are for the big boys. This is a little broader than my shoulders, because I'm a little runner boy. These are $6. Here's a Spider. So the company is called Spider. It's like an outdoor skiing winter brand. It's the full zip fleece jacket, men's small. This was 75% off, so it was only $6. Spider always does well for me, especially if you can find their jackets, or if you can find any Spider items. They sponsor the U.S. ski team, so if you can find any of the U.S. sponsored Spider ski team items, it sells for big money. I found a jacket once, and it actually had like a hole in the side of it, and it still sold for $150. Here's a Brooks Brothers extra slim fit dress shirt. This was 75% off. This is only $3. I don't really like giving out my eBay store name because I've seen other resellers have a lot of problems with people. So I like to keep it to myself because I don't want to deal with it. And also a lot of people on Instagram, they message on eBay, and it just becomes a huge hassle. So sorry. Some Puma golf shorts. So these are called the Puma Cells. If they have this logo anywhere on the either like polo or golf shorts, they'll sometimes say "sell" with the tag. These always do well for me. These are $6. See, Just Thrifted knows. Bethany. Bethany's her name, I think. Just kidding. I know it's Bethany. Yeah, Bethany knows. People message her all the time. She had to make an Instagram story about it. So, sorry, guys. Some Armani Exchange, like these are almost like corduroy type jeans. They have that like corduroy type texture at least. These were 75% off, so these were only $4. Here's another jacket for the Deal Queen. It's a J. Crew, like almost like a canvas waxed material. This was $14.50. It's newer. I think it's from fall of 2013 or something. I'd rock this if it was men's. This is actually a pretty tight jacket. So FootJoy always does well for me, and I've never found any of their shorts, but I just found a pair of their shorts. And these were $5.50. Again, these are for the big boys, size 42, broader than my shoulders. It's like a shower curtain. I don't know how people wear this stuff, but you can look like Barney the dinosaur on the golf course. So those are your Barney shorts. So I love finding these shoes. They're called Ultra. And they sell pretty well. So it's a running brand, and they have a wide toe box. So for people with hobbit feet, they're actually pretty nice. One of my good friends that I run with on a daily basis here in Ann Arbor, he's actually sponsored by this company. So that's pretty cool. Used, they still sell for anywhere between 40 and like $50. And if you can get them brand new, then you're looking at close to 90 to 100. But I think I paid, these were $450. So I started following a guy named First Coast Reseller. If you don't follow him, also give him a follow if you want to learn more about men's clothing. He posts some good pics. Typically, I didn't pick up suit jackets in the past. I hated going through them, but he's posted some pretty good profits. So I started picking them up again. So this is a Brooks Brothers 1818 Madison suit coat jacket. This was 35% off 13. So roughly like $9. So I will probably price that about 50 or 60. I'll probably send him a DM and ask him how much he would price it at. Just some standard Ralph Lauren chino dress pants. These always bring in about 30 bucks for me. These are $3.75. Here's another pair of Banana Republic shorts. Again, I don't usually pick up Banana Republic shorts, but since it's coming, it's about to be spring, summer. Spring's here for some people. Summer's never leaves some people who's in California and stuff. Florida, I hate all of you. Just kidding. I love everyone. These are $3. Yeah, definitely don't pass up on FootJoy polos. Last week I sold over 20, I think like 22 or 23 FootJoy polos, all for pretty much full asking price. So Ralph Lauren's like hit or miss for me. If it's the big pony, custom fit items, like cool colors, cool prints, those seem to do much better. I'm trying to think what else. Anything with the American flag on it always does well. Here's Express 1MX limited edition dress shirt. I don't know what makes it limited edition. Probably a small run, but they add from their standard Express 1MX dress shirts. So with the limited edition ones, I typically get about 25 bucks for them, 20 to 25. This was $3.25. Here's another Tommy Bahama polo, floral Hawaiian polo. This is just cotton. A lot of Tommy Bahamas typically silk or like a silk cotton blend or some kind of blend of silk, but this one isn't. This is a Tommy Bahama Relax. It's kind of hard to see it, but on a lot of their items, there's this red oval that says Relax in it. So I usually put that in my title. This was only $5. Here's another shirt for the Deal Queen. I think this is a brand new with tags, Anthropology top, size large. This was only $4. It's got some nice little hippie flower power, like lace-ish, see-through. Yeah, that's going to her though. Here's another suit coat jacket. This is an Giorgio Armani suit coat. This was $6.25. I'll probably ask about 50 to 75 on it. This is actually a pretty cool find. I like this. Huge, big Nike vintage like wool leather strap back. Has the vintage tag in it. This was $7 minus 35%. Usually I get about 30 bucks on vintage Nike hats, especially since it has this big ass logo. These were a cool find. Let me see. I really like these. I just sold some Sperry Topsider shoes for 43 bucks. That's pretty cool. But they're vintage bookends. Bookends always do well, especially if they're vintage. I'd even look up comps on this. I'll probably cross-post this on Etsy and eBay. I'll look up comps just to see if there's anything like it. But if not, I'll probably ask about 40 or 50 bucks on them, and I should get that. These were only $6.50. Here's a huge Victoria's Secret. What is her secret, guys? Secret's to take all your women's monies and men's when they buy underwear for their special woman in their life. Just a tote bag. I don't know how much I can get for it. The Deal Queen told me that I could probably get a decent amount for it for what I paid. This is pretty big. You could probably fit like 3 babies in here at least. This was $7. Here's another sweater that's going to the Deal Queen. Oh, black tag. Apparently the black tag does better or is a lot newer than the other tags. This was 75% off, $9. So what is that? $2.25. Here's a vintage pair of, oh, there it is. Vintage pair of Tommy Hilfiger Spell Out. Swim trunks. Swim trunks have been killing it for me on Grailed lately. Again, because it's coming in the season. So I will cross post these on eBay, Etsy, and Grailed. I will probably ask on eBay $30. Started off at 40 on Grailed. The way you can tell that Tommy Hilfiger is vintage is they'll have the boxed logo. And then I'll show you guys real quick what a newer Tommy Hilfiger tag looks like on men's clothing. So this is actually a pretty cool jacket. That's why I picked it up, even though it was newer. But the newer Tommy Hilfiger looks like that. The tag's a long rectangle, and it has a spell out on it. Another pair of Puma golf shorts, the sell ones again. These are 75% off, so they were $3.25. So not a bad deal. Probably ask 25 to 30 on those. Another women's. So I'm actually going to keep this for myself. Just kidding. Well, I'm keeping it for myself to resell on Poshmark. Usually pink does well for me on Poshmark. This was only $1.50, so 75% off 6. I don't know. What should I price that, guys? Price that at? Just let me know in the comments. All right, let's get into the big finds. So these are actually going to be, one of these are going to the Deal Queen for her own personal stash. I don't even know how to say it. Balenciaga. I don't know. But there's some sandals. They were $160. They know what they had, but they were half off, so they were only $80. So those are going to her because I'm a nice person. I could probably sell them for a decent amount, but she helps me out. I'll help her out. Oh, I'm definitely putting that in my in my Victoria's Secret bag. Holds 3 babies. And another pair of Balenciaga. I don't know how to say it, but these are runners. And I was looking up the comps on these. I'm keeping these to resell. They go for a lot. They retail for, I think, like $600 at least. So I will clean these up a little bit. There's some scuffing, but not too bad. The bottoms look pretty nice. I will just run a brush over those, run a brush on the sides, clean them up. So these were $80. They were $160, but half off. And here's some women's Cole Haan Lunar Grand wingtips, suede wingtips. I love these. These are pretty much the only shoe that I wear. Usually I wear them in chukkas, though. I have probably about 15 to 20 pairs. They are super comfortable. So Nike used to own Cole Haan, and I think they originally started this like lunar foam. Then I think Nike sold it, but Cole Haan continued to. They probably are licensed with Nike to use their lunar line. It's called Lunar Lawn foam. But yeah, these are super comfy, and they sell very well. How often does your Salvation Army do 75% off? It's only one store that does it, from what I noticed. But they do the colored 75% off colored tag for the entire week. But I only go once a week because I clean them out when I'm there. Like I'll probably buy like today. So all of that cost me $500, just over $500. But I mean, just alone on those Balenciaga shoes, I should get like $400. And then the Cole Haan wingtips, another $75 to $100. So I'll make my money back on like 5 items. Last but not least is this vintage big logoed Adidas duffel bag. This was $8. I've always had good luck with duffel bags, especially vintage like Tommy Hilfiger ones. Adidas is making quite the comeback. I actually just invested some money into my Roth IRA with them this morning because they just released, or not maybe just released. So they're doing about $1 billion in some kind of sales, but they want to quadruple that by 2020, and I think they can. They signed Kanye West and Pharrell, and their stock has just been going crazy the past year and a half. So I invested in them. So I think it will be a good investment. Amazon, I invest in Amazon also. They've made me a ton of money. So can't complain with that. So that is everything. So thank you guys for watching. I will now open up the floor to questions if you guys have any. Any questions out there that you guys might have? All right, go Bethany. Hit me. Hit me with your best shot. Back to work. Have fun, Helen. Enjoy your time at work. I will be working after I get off here. How many items do you list today? I don't really keep track, but off the top of my head, probably 35 to 50. How many things are in my store? Just over 2,000. Why'd you stop buying lots? It was a lot of work. I mean, the money was pretty good, but they were liquidation lots and they were like returns, or so you didn't really know what you were gonna get, and you had to like clean up a bunch of it, or you threw away a decent amount. Like, I would say I still made some pretty solid money on every lot that I bought, but it was a lot of work. So I kind of stopped doing it. And again, like, it was more fear of the unknown of like what condition some of the items were going to come in, if they were even going to work. So I just didn't feel like doing it anymore. How many items do I list a day? Typically about 35 to 40. What's the difference between Ralph Lauren, Chaps, Ralph Lauren Polo? Any polo is typically Polo by Ralph Lauren. Chaps, so Chaps Ralph Lauren is a vintage brand. Ralph Lauren used to own Chaps, I believe, or maybe it was the other way around. I typically don't pick up Chaps Ralph Lauren anymore. And Ralph Lauren's just the company. So you like thrifting yourself instead of liquidation lots. I've been looking into that, but not sure if it's worth it. I do enjoy thrifting more. But I mean, the liquidation lots are fun, like especially if you get some lots that you may want to keep some of the items. So I mainly did health and beauty lots. So there was some good items in there. Or I did some video game lots and I kept a few items. I don't really actually play that. I don't play video games that much at all anymore. So do you track individual items you sell or just total income / expenses on your spreadsheet? I do individual items. I like to obviously know the cost of goods, what I'm selling, every single item. And that'll help my accountant too, instead of just having a total number, because they won't know what my cost of goods are at the end of the day. Yeah, Polo Jeans Co. Ralph Lauren. No, that's just their jeans line. I typically don't pick up Polo jeans either, though. And not really. I mean, it's not really that time consuming, at least in my opinion. I don't know. I also have 2 assistants, so I have a little bit of time on my hands each day. My assistants work typically like 2 to 3 times a week, taking photos and measurements for me. How long does it take to list 30 to 40 items per day? Well, if I went off the grid and actually focused hard, I could probably list 30 to 40 items in less than 2 hours, but kind of milk it. I mess around a lot. I'll just go run in the middle of the day sometimes. Like, probably after I get off of here, I'm probably going to head out to run a little bit, because it's beautiful weather finally here in Michigan. I think it's over 50. Got to get out there, probably run in short shorts and a t-shirt. I just put the total I spend at thrift stores every day on my spreadsheet and daily income. If I had to write down each item I purchased, that would take me hours. No, it doesn't take that long, I promise. I put everything in the spreadsheet, because then you don't know how much you pay. I mean, I guess you could just divide it up, but I don't. To each their own. Yeah, so the storage video's gonna be probably this week. I need my assistant to tape me during it. I'm debating on if I want to buy a video camera, or my DSLR also does video, so I might have her mess around with that a little bit, or just do it for my iPhone 7. Jog before it hits 20 tonight. Yeah, no kidding. So I do my inventory systems house now. When I lived in an apartment, I did the bin system, so I just numbered and lettered my bins. But now I am in a 3-bedroom house, and I have a full basement, so I hang everything. Like it's either fully hanging downstairs in my essentially my basement is my warehouse, and if you went down there, it looks like a thrift store. Probably smells like one too. Were you working by? I know you said you had 250,000 in sales last year. Were you working by yourself? That number just seems crazy to me. I work full time by myself. Thanks, man. Yeah. So I had one helper, sort of, at the end of the year, but yeah, that was all pretty much on my own. Yeah. What are your favorite 5 brands to sell? Vintage Tommy Hilfiger, Lululemon, anything vintage Nike or Adidas. If I can find higher brand items, which I typically don't, I like to sell that. I'm trying to look around, and Cool is a good company to sell, KUHL, or like any outdoor brand really. What's another item? I don't know. That's roughly about 5. Any good thrifting by Hillsdale? So I'm at my hometown's actually like 20 minutes outside of Hillsdale. I'm from Jackson. I've never been to Hillsdale to source, so I don't know. I've only been out there for track meets. Jackson's hit or miss. There's like one area of Jackson's the rich part, and then it's almost like a tale of two cities a little bit. So it's okay. I used to thrift in high school, so put some spending money in my pocket during high school. Do I source every day? No, I don't. I only source twice a week, maybe sometimes only once a week. The thrift stores are pretty good around me, so I'll hit about 4 or 5 and get anywhere from 200 to 300 items, and so that lasts me the week. What was your question, Dee Dee? You might have to answer it again, my bad. Or ask it again. Well, how do I clean shoes? I use a kit called Jason Mark Shoe Cleaner. It comes with like a brush and then this little bottle of like shoe cleaner, and then you just use the brush to get it off. And it's nice because it works on all types of material, and it doesn't ruin any of it. Jason Mark is one of the top name brands in the shoe game, so they make very good products. Anyone else? How does the shipping on Grailed work? So on Grailed, everything's tied to PayPal. So you just print the shipping label from PayPal, and I just send the message. Like PayPal should email the customer what their tracking number is, but I also email them or message them through the system what their tracking is. A lot of people are very impatient on that app. It kind of annoys me. They'll ask for tracking literally 10 minutes after they bought the item. I just go, yeah, dude, you just bought the item. Like, I'm quick, but I'm not that quick. It'll go out. I only ship once a day, every morning, and I typically don't ship on the weekends unless I'm hungover on a Friday. Then I'll probably ship on a Saturday morning. What columns do I have on my spreadsheets? Give me a second. Let me see if I even have it up. It's pretty standard stuff. I mean, it's different for everyone, I guess. Let me see if I can bring it up. Need to zoom in because it's kind of small. So I have size, the brand, the fit. So if it's like a dress shirt, if it's like slim fit, modern fit, et cetera, et cetera. The type, if it's like a polo dress shirt or a t-shirt. The color, that it is, what it's made of, so like cotton or polyester, the measurements. So on most of my items, if they're shirts, I'll do pit to pit and top to bottom. I typically don't do any other measurements than that. So if people ask, then I will get them other measurements, but typically I don't get that many questions on that. And then also what hanger I put it on. So I do the hanging system. So whatever letter and number it corresponds to, my assistants write it down. And if I'm a dumbass and don't look over the item that well and miss something, any damages that I may have missed. And usually I'm a dumbass. No, just kidding. I'm usually pretty good at catching stuff, but sometimes I don't. How many items do you sell on Grail today? It's not much. Like eBay by far is my biggest income generator. I would say every other platform combined still doesn't hit my eBay numbers. So that's just something I do because it gets eyeballs on, or gets maximum exposure across the entire world, essentially. On Grail, can you opt out of international shipping? Yes, you can. I like to do international shipping because I charge a lot. I charge, I think, $22. So I'll make a little bit of money on shipping. I'm not that worried about where it goes. I don't ship to like Brazil. They have a terrible postal system. A lot of fraud that goes on, people stealing packages and stuff. So I stopped sending to Brazil. But for the most part, Russia's kind of shady too with their postal system. A lot of lost packages. But yeah, I ship international for them. And then through eBay, I just use the global shipping program. Do you keep your clothes in bins or hung up on racks? I do a mixture of both. I'm still trying to phase out the bins a little bit. Can you cross-post or link your eBay items to Grail? You can cross-post them, but you have to do it manually. Taking some of my shoes up the street to the guy in the corner to polish something. I can't get to the store. City living comes in. Yeah, that'd be nice to have a person polisher. I don't know. What low-end brands sell on Grail? I only typically post my vintage items on Grailed. So any vintage item goes on eBay first, and then Etsy and Grailed. I don't typically put up like normal run-of-the-mill brands. I wouldn't put Express, no mall brands, please. You're gonna flood it. You might get kicked off because they don't want that shit on there either. About how long did it take to get to the amount of items you have listed, and which store do you have? I have the whatever step below the anchor store. I know a lot of people who like having the premium store or whatever it's called. I don't really see the point of it. I've never had, like, a lot of people like that direct line to eBay. The longest I've ever waited on eBay on the phone is like 5 minutes. Their customer service is stellar. So I don't see the big push from $75 a month to $300 a month. I don't know how they went from that to that without finding an intermediary, but I might look into it if my prices start going up for like relisting and stuff. What's my favorite place to source from? Just thrift stores. How do you sell on Etsy if the item is not handmade? You can sell any vintage clothing on Etsy as long as it's from 1997 or before. How many hours a day would you say you work? 0 hours a day. I don't work at all. Just kidding. Just kidding. It doesn't feel like work, so I don't know. I don't. That's not something I keep track of. I was thinking to myself yesterday, like, at night, what else? If I have stuff to list, I'll throw on the TV and list. Like, it's not working. I mean, what else would I be doing? Just sitting on the couch watching TV? Might as well fill my time with something. I take days off when I want to. I work when I want to. That's the great thing about being a full-time reseller is if one of your friends has some plans for the weekend and wants everyone to come join them, I'll just get up and leave and go. And not worry about it, not give it a second thought. I have an anchor store and couldn't even tell you my direct phone number. I always still call the Google. Yeah, exactly. Like, well, I know State's place. She uses it. She swears by it. But yeah, I mean, the only time I ever call eBay is if someone left me negative feedback that was unwarranted, or if I have any. Actually, I don't call them about any questions. Like usually, I just Google it or look around. You don't like the customer service? I mean, I've never really had that big a problem with their customer service. Do you separate the processes of taking of photo measurements, inputting your costs, or do it all at the same time? I break it up. So I'm also going to do a video like that, but to give you a quick overview, like with this stuff, I will put it into my spreadsheet, take off all the tags, obviously, and then put them in different piles on what they are. So like suit coats will go in one pile, t-shirts in another, polos in another, then split them up by brand within that overarching category. That way, when I'm listing, I can just hit sell similar and only change like 4 or 5 items, either the size, the color, the print on it, and then the measurements. So it's super quick. Takes me like a minute to a minute and a half to do a listing, if that. So that's what I found works best. Then my assistants will take photos, or I'll take photos if I need stuff to list and they haven't worked in a while. And then I'll throw it up on eBay, and after photos are taken, then it's put in my inventory. Do you accept returns on eBay, and do you charge for all shipping? I do accept returns on eBay, 30-day returns. I have free shipping on all my items. If it's an item not as described, obviously that's on me. I have to pay the return shipping on that. If it's a pricey item, I'll have them ship it back to me. If it's not that big of a deal and I don't want to deal with reselling it again, I'll just refund them in full. And if the item doesn't fit, I charge a 20% restocking fee, because I charge free shipping and I lose money on shipping if I accept it back. So I need to recoup a little bit of my money there. Yeah, I still run out of free listings on the 15th, roughly about the 15th every month too. But like you would have to list what, $225 times, or 10 cents times whatever, to get to the $225 mark. Like I think that's what, another 2,250 listings you have to do in that month. So I'm good with paying what I pay right now. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for all the questions, Joseph. Do you edit your pictures? No, I like my assistants to take them right the first time. I've had to get on them a little bit about it with like stuff in the frame. So I want everything to be a super streamlined process. So when I go to sit down the list, I'm not messing with anything. I'm just uploading them. But if they do miss something, which happens sometimes, and I get it because I do it myself sometimes too, I'll just crop out whatever. But for the most part, I'm good. I want to charge a restocking fee. Is there a way to bulk edit all your listings? Yes, you would probably just have to select all, and then it would bring you to this new web page that has all your listings on it. Then check the box in the middle left, and it should select all of them. And then you like edit, and then you could edit each thing by category or whatever. I know some eBay stores have the like you can set up templates for your shipping and your returns and stuff. That's what I have on mine. I don't know how it became available, because sometimes it's not on everyone's. And that just allows me, whatever the template I set for that, I can just go in and it will apply it to all my listings. Do I put that restocking fee notification in the listing? So at the bottom of a lot of my descriptions, I put, please read the return policy before bidding. Obviously, a lot of people don't, but that's not my problem. It is in the description. So if they didn't read it, that's on them. And I've never had a problem with the restocking fee. I think there was one person who rose a stink about it, but I told her, hey, listen, lady, you didn't read the listing. That's not my fault, and eBay will back you up as long as it's in there. So if you are buying from eBay, read the return policy. All right, any more questions? I'll probably answer more questions for the next 5 or 10 minutes, unless there are none, and then I will let you guys go on your merry little eBay reselling way. How many people are going to the reseller rally? I am. Should be a fun time. I think it's in June. I don't know the exact date, but I have a few friends who live in Chicago too, so just wrap it up with a fun reseller rally time and then a party with my friends. So sounds like that's all we got, people. So thank you for stopping by and watching. If you guys haven't hit the like button, give me the thumbs up. If you don't subscribe to me yet, subscribe, and then you guys will be notified whenever I upload a video. So just let me know. One last question. Here we go. By selecting the restocking fee, it says 20%. Does eBay automatically take this off, or do you manually have to adjust for it? So when you go to refund the person, it will add in that 20%. You can also uncheck that box if you have a person who's raising a huge stink about it and might give you a negative. You can uncheck it, and then it would take that 20% off. So it's really up to your discretion. What's the minimum price of an item you will sell? Most of the time, my lowest price starts at $20. I mean, again, it depends on the item too, but for the most part, I would say a decent amount of my inventory is roughly about $20, but it can be as high as $700, just like the item that I sold on Etsy a couple days ago for $700. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for stopping by again. And again, if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's Vogue_squared. You can see that in all my YouTube videos. And have a good day, everyone.